The crowd in the compound grew fast. By the time the church bell in the distance struck midnight, almost everyone in the neighborhood was awake. Men stood with folded arms, women tied wrappers over their nightgowns, and children peeked from behind their mothers' backs, their eyes wide and curious. Ada sat on the ground, still crying and pointing toward Kunle. "This man wants to kill me. You people should not allow him to kill me, oh." Her voice cracked, but she made sure everyone could hear her. Kunle stood at the doorway, his fist clenched at his sides. He didn't move toward her, didn't raise his hand, didn't shout. He just stared. That silence scared me more than her screams. One of the older men in the compound, Bobete, cleared his throat. "Kunle, you know this matter has passed what we can just watch. If your wife is shouting this kind of thing, you must explain yourself." Kunle laughed bitterly. "Explain? Should I start from when she began treating me like I'm not her husband? Or from when she started sleeping out, coming home at midnight? Or from how she tells our children that I am a weak man?" Gasps ran through the crowd. Ada jumped to her feet quickly, her eyes wide. "Lies. He's lying against me." But even the way she said it sounded too desperate. I felt a chill in my bones. These were things we had suspected but never confirmed. I remembered how Ada would often dress up at night, leaving the house with excuses. "Women's meeting," she would say. Or sometimes, "I'm going to check my sister." But we all noticed how Kunle never followed, never asked questions in public. Now the truth was leaking out in front of everyone. One of the young women in the compound, Busy, whispered to me, "Didn't I tell you? Ada has no respect for that man. No woman that respects her husband would disgrace him like this." Ada's crying changed to insults. She pointed at Kunle, shaking her finger. "Useless man. You can't feed me well. You can't even buy common necklace for me, and you call yourself husband. Look at you, dirty welder, smelling of iron every day. Is it me that will respect you? Over my dead body." The words cut through the night like a knife. Everyone went quiet. Even the children stopped whispering. Kunle's face hardened. His body stiffened like someone holding back a storm. He stepped forward, and I saw his hands trembling. I thought he would hit her right there, but instead he turned to the crowd. "You all have heard," he said, his voice low but heavy. "For years, I have endured this woman's insults. I thought she would change. I begged her. I prayed. I even carried her family into the matter. But see what has happened. I am done." "Done how?" Bobete asked. Kunle looked around, his eyes shining with something dangerous. "Tonight, I will send her away from my house. Let her go and find the rich man she desires. I will not carry this shame again." Ada screamed and rushed at him, scratching his arm, trying to push him back into the house. "You can't send me away. This is my house too. You think you will disgrace me? I will finish you first." Two men had to hold her back as she kicked and shouted. The scene was chaotic, neighbors pulling, children crying, people arguing about who was wrong. Some supported Ada, saying no matter what, Kunle had no right to throw her out in the middle of the night. Others said Ada had brought it on herself, and that no man could live forever with such insult. I stood there frozen, my heart beating so fast it hurt. I could not take sides. I had seen Ada humiliate Connor many times. Once, she poured water on his food because he didn't give her enough money for pepper. Another time, she told her friends loudly in the compound that marrying him was her biggest mistake. Each time, Connor swallowed the pain in silence. But now, I was watching a man push to his final wall. Then something happened that no one expected. Connor walked back inside, and when he came out again, he was holding a small box. He dropped it on the ground in front of Ada. "These are your clothes," he said. "Pack them. Leave tonight. I cannot breathe in the same house with you again." Ada stared at the box, then back at him, her mouth wide open. The crowd gasped again. "Connor." Mama Funk, one of the older women, shouted, "Don't do this. A man and his wife must find a way to settle. Don't disgrace your home in front of everybody." But Connor shook his head. "Mama, is it disgrace I'm trying to avoid? Or death? This woman will destroy me if I allow her stay longer. I know it. My spirit knows it." The air grew thick with tension. Ada began to laugh, a laugh that was not normal. It was sharp, mocking, almost mad. She clapped her hands together and said, "So you want to push me out? Connor, I swear you will regret this. You will beg me to come back. I will scatter your life until nothing remains." Her voice carried a curse, and some of the women hissed and backed away, making the sign of the cross. That was when I realized this was no ordinary quarrel. This was war between husband and wife, and the battleground was our compound. The clock ticked past 1 a.m., but none of us could sleep. Ada kept screaming and resisting, Connor stood firm, and neighbors argued over what should be done. Some wanted to call her family. Others wanted to take her to the police. A few even suggested locking their room and leaving them inside to settle it themselves. But I could see it in Connor's eyes. There was no settlement coming. Something dark had already broken inside him, and Ada's laughter was like fuel on dry firewood. I knew then that before morning, something terrible would happen. And I was right. The knife was already in Ada's hand, and the compound froze in fear. Would Connor survive the night, or would the unthinkable happen before our eyes? The shocking conclusion comes in part 3. Make sure you click subscribe, like this video, drop your comments, and share it with friends so they don't miss the ending.